Hello, Lawrence Grayson back again for shortformvideo.com, and in today's After Effects tutorial I'm going to show you how to create this. It's an LED signboard, just like the kind you'd see at a football stadium or at a convention centre. It's really simple to produce and uses the standard toolset found in After Effects CS3, CS4 or CS5. So let's get started. Okay, so the first thing we're going to do is create a new composition, and we'll call it LED signboard. Now we want to make it the same size as the signboard itself, so looking at 1000 pixels wide, 220 pixels tall. I'm working with PAL as always, so it's 25 frames per second, and we'll make it 10 seconds long, and hit OK. Next we create a new solid, make sure it matches the composition size, and we'll make it a darkish grey, and we'll call it dark LEDs. And hit OK. Now in your Effects and Presets panel, type CC Ball to find the CC Ball action effect and drag that onto your dark LEDs, and it'll create this. And as you can see, it turns our dark grey solid into a series of balls arranged in the grid. Now it's not quite how we want it to look just yet, so let's make a few changes. In the Effects Control panel, just change the ball size to 50%, and that will give them a little bit more space to breathe. Next step is to create another new solid. This time it's going to be white. Again, same dimensions as your composition, and we'll call this dark LED highlights. And hit OK. Take the CC Ball action effect from your dark LEDs, hit Ctrl C to copy it, and just paste it with Ctrl V onto your highlights. Go up to the ball size once again and change it to 20%, and that creates some small dots of light. Now they're not quite in the right place at the moment, so I'll just scroll in. With the dark LED highlights layer selected, just tap the left and up cursors to lift the highlights into the top left hand corner of our LEDs. It's a little bit bright at the moment, so right click, go to blending mode and select overlay, and immediately you can see that gives us a kind of glass ball effect, just as it would if they were real LEDs underneath there. Okay, next step is to create our text, so select the text tool and type whatever text you like. So we're going for shortformvideo.com. Go to your character panel and just select a nice simple typeface. Arial Bold is a really good choice for this, but obviously you can choose anything you like. Now you want to make the size about the same height as your project. So in my case we're looking at about 295, and I'll just nudge that down, see how well it matches up. Basically you want the text to line up with the top and bottom of your LEDs. And finally, just change the text color to a nice bright orange and hit OK. Once again, go to your dark LEDs layer and just copy the ball action effect and paste it onto your new text layer, and immediately you can see where we're going with this. It takes the text and basically applies the same effect, creating this lit LED look, but it's not very convincing right now, so we just need to do a couple more things to it. First off, we're going to animate it, so select your text layer, hit P to bring up the position values, hold down Shift and drag the X value off to the left, just to scroll the text off to one side. Create a keyframe, then move the timeline indicator to the end of your timeline, hold down Shift and just drag the X value until the text you've typed in goes off the left hand side. And if I just scrub through the timeline, you see that gives us our scrolling text. Okay, so it's looking pretty good so far, but it could look a little bit better. The first thing we're going to do is duplicate our text layer, so hit Ctrl and D, and we'll just rename it to bright LED highlights. Double click to select the text and change the text color to white. And just like we did with the dark LED highlights, we're going to decrease the ball size, but this time to about 25. Now, unlike the dark LEDs, which are lit by an external light, so their highlights are at the top left, the bright LEDs are lit by the LED inside, so obviously the brightest point on those is going to be smack in the center, just as it is here. So I'm just going to give it a final touch, right click, go to blending mode and select screen, and that'll just brighten them up even more. And the final step is to go back to your original text layer, the shortformvideo.com text layer, and go to your effects and presets and find the glow effect and just drag that onto the base text layer. Now immediately that gives us a sense that these are lights and they're casting light on the objects around them, but it's not quite enough, so I'm just going to go to the glow effect and I'm going to increase the radius to about 25, just so it looks as though those lights are casting a glow onto the adjacent dark LEDs. So I'll scroll out, render that out, and there you have it, a nice easy LED signboard with whatever text you want to put in it, and you can now take that and corner pin it into a scene of your choice. Hope you found it useful. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you again next time.